Hello and a very warm welcome to yet another fascinating edition of the program CAC Weekly, a weekly program that keeps you abreast on the activities and the achievement of the Corporate Affairs Commission. I am Amina Jibril. And then coming up, Bureau of Public Service Reforms gives CAC a pat on the back, enjoys other agencies to emulate the Commission. Nigeria Extractive Industry Transparency Initiatives gives kudos to CAC for implementing beneficial ownership register, solicits greater partnership. We'll be right back after this break to stay with us. Welcome back. As we all know, since his assumption of office, the Registrar General of the Corporate Affairs Commission, Alhaji Garba Abubakar, embarked on a series of reform initiatives aimed at making the CAC operate at par with best company registries around the globe. These reforms have no doubt continued to yield fruitful results, attracting encomiums from different quarters. The newest of such applause came from the Bureau of Public Service Reforms, BPSR. The BPSR described the CAC as a point of success in the Nigerian public service and fast approaching world-class status in view of its reform initiatives. The Director General of the Bureau of Public Service Reforms, Dasuki Ibrahim Arabi, who stated this during an advocacy visit to the Commission, noted with delight that the CAC was implementing far-reaching reforms to stimulate growth in the Nigerian economy. Dasuki Arabi, who maintained that the tasks of transforming the public service was Herculean, applauded the CAC for being frequently responsive to its inquiries and guidance. While speaking on the efforts being made to reform the Nigerian public service in the last 20 years, the DG BPSR said their ultimate vision was to ensure that by the year 2025, Nigeria ranks amongst the 20th best public service in the world. Now, to achieve that, Arabi said that the BPRS developed a self-assessment tool, SAT, which was used to monitor and assess performance of ministries, departments, and agencies of government with a view to enhancing performance. He revealed that the public service reforms implemented by Nigeria, such as the Treasury Single Account, TSA, and the Integrated Payroll and Personnel Information System, IPPIS, have elicited interest from African countries who visited Nigeria to study its journey and experience with such reforms. The Registrar General and CEO of the Corporate Affairs Commission, Alhaji Garba Abubakar, in his response highlighted some major reform initiatives being implemented by the CAC following the Gazette of Kama 2020. He revealed that in a bid to further simplify the company registration processes, the Commission, upon achieving 90% automation, was at the verge of achieving integration with the National Identity Management Commission, NIMC. Alhaji Garba Abubakar further restated the Commission's commitment to implementing far-reaching reforms to make its services easily accessible to Nigerians and was ready to collaborate with the BPSR in that direction. He noted with keen interest the self-assessment tool, SAT, developed by the BPSR, which he said the CAC will leverage on to enhance its performance, despite the deployment of both internal and external quality management system, QMS. Speaking on the Open Government Partnership Principle, the Registrar General said access to data of those that control corporate entities was given to interested members of the public free of charge, in line with global best practices and in tune with the fight against corruption and terrorism financing, amongst others.
What some companies were doing was to submit different accounts to different agencies based on what's. If he's going for procurement, he will jack off his turnover to show that he has the necessary threshold. If he's going for tax, he will bring down the turnover so that the assessment will be lower. So most agencies have no way of cross-checking this because they are not public registries that are supposed to publish what they receive from these companies. But for us, we are a public registry, and the law has said that every information received by CAC should be made publicly available for the payment of the requisites. So we are enforcing this by providing for the status of the company on our public service. So if you go to the public share site, it will show you whether the company is active, or whether it's inactive, or whether it's in liquidation, or it's a receivership. And that will now enable you to make a good judgment as to whether to use this company or not. We've also integrated with the FIRs. The DJ has mentioned the issue of T. As we speak, the integration has been taken to a level where every company registered with the CAC comes out with the tax identification number on the certificate.
We now move from one story of acknowledging CAC reform initiatives to another story of an agency seeking to build greater ties with the reform-minded CAC. The Corporate Affairs Commission, CAC, and the Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, NEITI, are to partner in the exchange of information and data on beneficial ownership register for the extractive industries to further boost present administration's effort in tackling terrorism financing and other illicit trades. The collaboration, which is expected to flag off soon, was arrived at during a courtesy call on the Registrar General of the CAC, Alhaji Garba Abubakar, by the Executive Secretary of NEITI, Orji Ogbonaya Orji, highlighting the reform initiatives of the CAC, particularly the implementation of beneficial ownership register, which attracted NEITI's attention. The Registrar General and CEO of the Commission, Alhaji Garba Abubakar, said the measure was adopted to strengthen the present administration's fight against corruption and other crime-related activities. The Registrar General said that the CAC launched the disclosure of persons with significant control, PSC, with companies registered from 3rd January 2021 and is available free of charge on the Commission's website, cac.gov.ng, in line with the provisions of CAMA 2020 and the requirements of the Open Government Partnership Agreement endorsed by Nigeria and other countries around the globe. Alhaji Garba Abubakar, who stressed that the framework for the disclosure of beneficial ownership was modeled after the United Kingdom's system of persons with significant control, adding that the information for other companies was disclosed when they came to file returns. The Registrar General further revealed that arrangements were in top gear to develop the ESB that will allow for seamless exchange of information in open data format with agencies like NEITI and other international agencies. Alhaji Garba Abubakar added that the project is being financed by the World Bank via the Federal Ministry of Finance. The Registrar General also expressed huge optimism that with the coming measures in place, there will be no hiding place for terrorism financing and money laundering, both local and international, and therefore assured of the Commission's willingness to share data with relevant government agencies involved in tracking the flow of illicit funds.
As I have said, the only thing that will reveal the actual beneficiaries is through investigation. Because most of the oil fields we have in Nigeria, some of the names you see on the record are just legal owners. But they give returns to you that they are the beneficial owners. But unless you follow the money, and there may be situations that will lead you to follow this money. When the company receives the signature bonus, you have to start from there. Find out how that money is shared. I knew of somebody that has a block that was given $200 million. I knew how the sharing happened.
Speaking earlier, the Executive Secretary and CEO of NEITI, Orji Ogbonaya Orji, sought collaboration to implement beneficial issues pertaining EITIs, capacity building, and manpower exchange, as well as exchange of information and data on beneficial ownership register, amongst others. And now highlighting the impact of NEITI, Ogbonaya Orji said from 2007 till date, the agency had spearheaded the recovery of over $3 billion, tracked and identified over $20 billion recoverable revenues, and initiated the share of 13% solid minerals derivation with 9.8 billion naira shared as derivation from solid minerals sector.
The EITI is to fight resource costs. Resource cost is a syndrome where those who are rich in oil, gas, and mining suffer in abject poverty, while those in those countries there is hardly peace, because when majority are hungry, the few that are rich cannot sleep. That's the situation that we also find in most countries, not just Nigeria. So we began implementation in 2004, and Nigeria supported it with a law in 2007. And the simple question is, the implementation requires us to establish how much money the companies pay to government in a given year, how much of that money the government receive. Because from the point of payment and point of receipt, a lot of money in between developments. A company may say, we pay $2 million. And by the time you go to the government agencies that are supposed to confirm receipt of this money, they either receive less or they receive more because no records keeping. So the reform has been that very, very huge. Well, if you need details about how our work flows, www.neiti.gov.ng.
He stated that Nigeria is a member of the global EITI made up of 54 member countries with headquarters in Oslo, Norway, and added that NEITI on its part empowers citizens with verifiable and accurate information to hold their government to account for the use of revenues accruing from natural resources.
Responsible, like Norway. Norway founded oil in 1977. From 1978, they made a decision that whatever they earn from oil will not be invested in their country. The profit will be invested offshore so that it doesn't destabilize their economy. What happened to us was when we found oil, we invested everything in our economy and called it oil, and it destabilized us. The pyramid you used to have on granite in Kano disappeared, cocoa disappeared in Ibadan, palm oil and palm produce disappeared in the southeast, and all other communities, villages around the country that we engaged in meaningful agriculture died, and we focused on oil. This is where we are. Norway didn't make that mistake. They invested there, and it's oil offshore, and established what they call sovereign wealth fund. Today, their sovereign wealth fund is in excess of over $1.7 trillion. So when oil has problems, they go and take a chunk, just a little percentage of their profit, not the capital, bring back to their country, sort out the problem. When you see railways in the UK, multinational shops in the US, most of them are investments of Norway, for which they take profit. But in our case, we gather every month to share what is produced and go and squander, come back and wait for another month. And all our initiatives to reposition our country. So the Nigerian Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative is a member of a global Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative that was founded in 1993 at the Conference of World Leaders on Development held in Johannesburg, South Africa. At that summit, it was discovered that countries that produce oil, gas, and mining that are rich in these products are usually the countries that are poorest in the world. And those countries have shared in common symptoms of political instability, symptoms of hunger, poverty, symptoms of insecurity, symptoms of unemployment, symptoms of underdevelopment, symptoms of governmental corruption. Nigeria featured prominently in that analysis, so also it's Liberia, Congo, Sudan, Chad, Niger, Cameroon, and most countries in sub-Saharan Africa. So the global response was because when we have wars in these countries, the global community is destabilized by influx of refugees and influx of their nationals coming to destabilize their system, looking for jobs and taking jobs from their nationals. They felt, well, that was the political economic analysis that we're giving. They felt, well, it's important we help these countries to manage their resources. Well, EITI was set up, and a global membership currently is about 54 countries, made up of countries that have these resources and use them well, and countries that have these resources and use them very badly. You have Nigeria, and you have United Kingdom, Germany, Netherlands, Norway, Indonesia, Mexico, Philippines, all over. All the G8 member countries are there. Some are either supporting the initiative, some are for purposes of peer learning, and some are implementing, like we are implementing. Those who are implementing are learning from those who have managed their own responsibility.
It's now time to take you on a journey to explore how to register your company seamlessly. Enjoy watching.
Hello, Nigeria. Registering your business is very important, and you can do it yourself. It's easy. The Corporate Affairs Commission (CAC) has upgraded and launched its registration portal. The portal is end-to-end and it allows for self-service by customers. Business registration. Business registration is divided into 3 phases. This video will help you navigate the new registration portal to register your business. Phase 1. Account creation. To access the portal, you must register an account either as a public user or as an accredited agent. Let's begin. Step 1. To create an account, log on to pre.cac.gov.ng. Step 2. Click on Register on the top right corner of the screen, or scroll down and click on Account Creation at the bottom of the page. Step 3. Fill in your details and click on Register. If you had started your registration previously or the application was queried, click the Continue Existing/Queried Registration toggle buttons to continue. If you want to be an accredited agent, click the Accredited Agent toggle button. Only qualified professionals can own an accredited account on the portal. After clicking on Register, a verification link will be sent to your email. Log into your email to verify your email. Now that you have an account, you can proceed to register your business. Phase 2. Name reservation. To register your business, let's find out if the name is available and reserve it. Step 1. Log on to your dashboard using your username and click on New Name Reservation. Step 2. Under Name and Type, choose the classification of business you intend to register and pick the specific type. Enter your proposed names, click on Save and Continue. Ensure you fill in all fields marked with a red asterisk. Step 3. Under Objectives, pick New Incorporation as your reason for the reservation and click on Save and Continue to preview. Step 4. Click on Pay via Remitter to proceed to payment. Step 5. On the Remitter page, click on Submit. This will bring up a list of options you can use for the payment. After making payment, you will be automatically redirected to your dashboard and your reservation will enter the pending panel. Phase 3. Part 1. Business name registration. Now that we have reserved the name, let's now proceed to register the business. Step 1. On your dashboard, click on the Reserve panel. This would bring up your approval history. Step 2. Click on the Start Registration button beside your approved name. Step 3. Under Business Details, enter your business details and click on Save and Continue. Step 4. Under Particulars of Proprietors, enter the particulars of each proprietor and click on Add Particulars of Proprietor button, then click on Save and Continue. Step 5. Under Nature of Business, enter the nature of business and describe the business by filling in the Other Nature of Business description box and click Add Nature of Business button to add, then click the Save and Continue button to proceed. Ensure you fill in all fields marked with a red asterisk. Step 6. Under Document Upload, scan the means of identification you chose in Step 4 and upload it by clicking the Upload button. Upload the scanned versions of your signature and passport photograph. Click on Save and Continue to preview your entries. Step 7. When you have verified your entries, click on Proceed to Payment to pay for your registration. Remember to remain on the Remitter page after you have received a confirmation of payment. You will be automatically redirected to your dashboard where you can download your receipt. When your registration has been approved, your certificate will be automatically generated on your registered panel where you can download and print it. Registration of an incorporated trustee on the new CAC registration portal. In this video, you will learn how to register an association or incorporated trustee with the Corporate Affairs Commission. Let's begin. Step 1. Log on to pre.cac.gov.ng and log into your portal. If you do not have an account, click on Register on the top right corner of your screen to create an account. Step 2. On your dashboard, click on New Name Reservation. Pick Incorporated Trustees under Classification. Enter your proposed names. Pick New Incorporation as your reason for availability search. Click on Apply for Reservation Code button. This will bring up the Reservation Code application process page. Step 3. Pick the classification of your Association 1 and 2 and describe the association's classification. Ensure you fill all fields marked with a red asterisk and click on Save and Continue. Step 4. On the Constitution, specify the minimum or maximum number of trustees. Set the trustee tenure. Choose the custodian of the common seal. Choose the governing body of the association. State the application of funds. State how the account of the incorporated trustee will be kept, then click on Save and Continue. Step 5. Under Aims and Objectives, click on the Add Aims/Objectives button and state the aims or objectives of the association. Click the Add button, then click on Save and Continue. Step 6. On the Trustee, you must add at least 2 trustees or more to proceed and ensure you add a secretary to the body of trustees. To add a secretary, pick and fill in the details of your designated secretary or a trustee who will also act as a secretary. If the secretary is a designated secretary only, click the box labeled Add as a Secretary Only after filling in the secretary's details. If a trustee will be acting as secretary, click the box labeled Add both trustee and secretary and click on Add Trustee and then click on Save and Continue. If you wish to hide the residential address of any of the trustees, click on the Hide Residential Address toggle button. Ensure you fill all fields marked with a red asterisk and click on Save and Continue. Step 7. Under Document Upload, if there are supporting documents which will facilitate your application for a reservation code, scan and upload here. Then click on Save and Continue to preview. Preview your entries and if satisfied, click on Save and Continue to proceed to payment. You can now proceed to make a newspaper publication in at least one national daily and at least one local newspaper in local circulation in the locality where the association will be registered. Obtain and keep the hard copies of those publications. Registration. After your application for consent has been approved, log on to your dashboard and click on the Reserved panel. Click the Start Registration button beside your reserved name. Step 1. Under Meetings, you can add different types of meetings and specify the quorum for each. Add your meetings and click on Save and Continue. Step 2. On the Source of Income, add the sources of income of the association and click Save and Continue. Step 3. On the Publications, fill in the details of the first and second newspaper publications you made and click on Save and Continue. Step 4. On the Document Upload, scan and upload the document labeled Yes, and where the document labeled Optional applies to you, scan and upload, then click Save and Continue to preview. Preview your entries and if satisfied, click on Save and Continue to proceed to payment. When your registration has been approved, your certificate will be automatically generated on your registered panel, where you can download and print it.
You can get more educating videos on our website at www.cac.gov.ng. And that's where we draw the curtain on this week's edition of the program CAC Weekly. We do hope you enjoyed watching. For comments and inquiries, please take advantage of our social media handles and our helplines. Remember, on Twitter, it is at CAC Nigeria 1. On Instagram and Facebook, it is Corporate Affairs Commission. Our email is cservice@cac.gov.ng, and our website is www.cac.gov.ng. You could also reach us via our helplines on the numbers 081-822-99016 or 081-822-98971, 090-874-01598, or 090-874-01599 and 090-874-01600. Do join us next week for another interesting edition of the program. Same time and same station. From me, Amina Jibril, and the whole team, it is bye for now.